Hi everybody, welcome to my kitchen. So I just used my blender to make some cornmeal. I ground up some corn kernels into cornmeal, and now I want to demonstrate the cleaning function, the self-cleaning function of the blender. So you can see my lid, my blender lid is really messy and crummy from the ground up corn kernels, as well as the blender jar. Now I put in about 3 cups of water, and I'm going to toss in just a drop of dish soap. Okay, put the lid on and go to the self-cleaning function, the heated wash, and it's gonna go to work. So we'll watch this and then I'll show you the completed product when it's done. What it's gonna do first is gonna heat up the water. So this is it's going to make sure that the water is nice and hot before it actually cleans the blender, especially if I've used my blender for a sauce or a heated function like nacho sauce, cheese sauce, pasta sauce, a soup, anything where I've used the cooking function of the blender jar is going to be nice and messy. But the heated wash function is what's going to clean out that blender and get the whole blender nice and clean. So we're just gonna have to kind of hang out for a few minutes while the water heats up and the heating element senses the temperature of the water so that it can clean the blender. So a couple things that I love about my Deluxe cooking blender, it's so much more. It can do so much more than just make smoothies. So it can make amazing smoothies, and I use them for veggie smoothies for myself and yogurt and fruit smoothies for our kids. Wonderful, awesome. And it can do other things like make pureed soups, cook and puree vegetables. It can take the guesswork out of making sauces like Alfredo sauce and nacho sauce, and can do everything for you. And so it's just an amazing tool to have in your kitchen. Now, I also use our blender to make homemade almond butter. So you can use the Deluxe cooking blender for any kind of nut butter. We use almond butter because we have a peanut allergy in our family. And so almond butter is a great alternative, and I love to make it homemade. The only thing that I put in my almond butter is the nuts, the almonds, a little bit of salt if they're not already salted, and some oil. So you can use coconut oil or canola oil or avocado oil, and that's all you need to make homemade almond butter. And then it will keep in the refrigerator for up to 6 weeks. So another thing that you can make with this blender is homemade jams. So not only can you make homemade nut butters, but you can also make homemade jams for your homemade, peanut butter or almond butter and jam sandwiches. And so this blender is just an amazing tool for making things homemade, for making things from scratch, for really, it's a great tool to have if you really want to make things from scratch and try to minimize processed foods in your kitchen and in the foods that you're serving your family. So I'm really excited to have this awesome tool in my kitchen. So we have a little bit longer for the water to heat up. So the blender, the Deluxe cooking blender comes with a couple of utensils, things that you'll need when you use your blender. Let me grab one from my counter here. So this is our dual-sided cleaning brush. This comes with the Deluxe cooking blender because you'll want it to get the crevices of the blender lid and at the base of the blender jar cleaned out. Our blender has electrical components in the base. Oh, it's gonna go ahead and watch for us, so we'll watch. There we go. So that's the cleaning function on the Deluxe cooking blender. So at this point, the jar of the blender is very hot because of the temperature of the water. Now I was starting to say before that the base of the blender has electrical components in it. So we never submerge the blender jar in the sink. It's only self-cleaning. So this is the cleaning function. And then I'm simply just gonna rinse my lid. I'm gonna empty my water into the sink and rinse it out. Clean any of those crevices with my little tool, my dual-sided cleaning brush, and wipe it down. And then I'm just gonna put it back on my on the base to air dry. So I think that's kind of the basics of the cleaning function of the Deluxe cooking blender. So I hope you enjoyed the demo, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.